Today we are talking about how to distinguish in between channeling of light beings and channeling of dark beings, because there are many people that are channeling in the world, either from Akashic records or just talking to high frequency beings, or channeling from different type of beings from different planets, or just giving messages from another world. We really have to be careful on that and make sure that information is coming from a trustworthy and high frequency source. So we are well guided and we are not misled. Our decisions might be based upon wrong information. So, what is it like? First of all, we are in a space of environments where different energies, just by entering into the space, we can feel what the energy is like in that space. Where we're going to do the channeling, that space should be really clean. We can use the incense, we can use high frequency sounds, we can use affirmations, sacred geometry, programmed water, whatever, to clean that space first when we do the channeling in that space. So we make sure that space is kind of clean. Also, we make sure our aura is clean, and I think that's one of the most important things, because many people, they don't even realize they do have low frequency entities in their aura. And they will be given this information not from angels or high frequency beings, light beings, but just by these entities which are already in their energy field. And yes, for them it's quite difficult to distinguish, because they're kind of like, when they're in your aura, it really feels like you're getting that thought, but it's not yours. And also it's quite difficult, because when you got the entity in the space, for example, you can distinguish by different signs. For example, you would feel a breeze, like the temperature in the room lowers, you would suddenly feel cold, or you might be feeling pressure on your solar plexus chakra. You might be getting a headache, suddenly you might be feeling very tired, you might be getting dizzy, you might be getting even nervous without a reason. You might be seeing or listening, hearing the animals fighting, like for example dogs or kids fighting on the street, and there are many, many other reasons. So it's kind of easier for us to see and distinguish if it's in the space, and it's a little bit more difficult when it's already in our field. When the channeling that we are doing and we clean the space, and we did the meditation before, so we're really kind of connecting with our heart, and the channeling results is basically based on ego. For example, the dark beings, they would like to kind of like influence us, just go there, do this, do that. The light beings really don't make any push on us. They let us, with our free will choice, decide whatever we do in our life. They might be telling us and showing us some options. This might be happening, that might be happening, but they really let us decide whatever we think it's correct to do. They never really push us on any decision. Also, they are not judgy. So the dark beings would be very judgy and would be also kind of pressuring, putting a pressure. If you don't do this, this is gonna happen. If you don't do that, you really have to. So they really play with the ego. Also, the person easily hijacked by the ego. So these dark beings, they're stroking the ego of that person. So they will be telling like, no, you, for example, you didn't do anything wrong. Everybody else is making a mistake. you just absolutely fine and everybody is wrong, and that person might be having a problem with many people and just doesn't see it because of the ego kind of point. But these entities, they really don't want that person to see it, because they want that person to make any progress in the life. Comparing to the light beings really want the progress in that person's life. So they really would suggest that that person is making positive changes, which are good for everybody. The dark beings, they would rather say, low frequency beings, they would rather just push and play with the stroking the ego of that person, so the person doesn't make any changes, and that's only maybe kind of good from the ego point of view, just for that person, not for everybody. Also, there might be another signs, like for example, feathers, white feathers, or ringing in our ears, or feeling like waves of warm in our body, goosebumps, or maybe having a sneeze or cough. These are all the signs that the channeling is correct. It's our innate, is the intelligence of our physical body, which is connected with our higher self. And really our physical body is giving us all these signs, and we can be definitely sure that these signs are guiding us. It's a true channeling and a true information. When we do this channeling and we are not sure about it, I always suggest that people would ask more sources, maybe clairvoyants or mediums or other people that are able to do some other channeling. So we might be also asking for help, like maybe some of the sources that you know already, you recognize as truthful and you can trust. So you just ask them to confirm. And if one of these sources is telling me, no, your channeling was not okay, then I just go, okay, okay, I have to review it, I have to analyze it, I have to go to the meditation again, I have to ask my higher self again, I have to go through it again. So kind of need to also confirm by other people, and by the people that really have got a trust in, not whoever. That might be a client, and that client might be paying enough money, for example, for the channeling. It might be inconvenient to tell the truth, you know. But what I believe, it's really important that we are sincere. And no matter how does it look like, I think even though the truth might be uncomfortable for the person that we are channeling, and we're giving this information, and we've got it confirmed, we know it's like that, and we know that information might put that person on a better timeline, on a better path, and can make loads of progress in its life. So I think it's our responsibility to be sincere, even though it's maybe a little bit tough sometimes, you know, to say the things how they are, but we really have to be able to be sincere and open, and to give the information as it is, so that person will be able to make changes and move forward.